You made a withdrawal? Why'd you do that? I mean, it ain't really none of my business, but I'm just asking. Greedy? What? Oh man. See, here go the vibe. In fact, I'm gonna read what Dion actually said so I can focus in on it a little bit. But he brought it up, and it never fails. Anytime one person brings something up in our group, it's always relevant for multiple people within the group at the time. I'm curious. I want to just get an idea of what is going on in your actual head, for why you actually wanted to make a withdrawal. So, for one, what was your reason for wanting to make the withdrawal, aside from it being maybe for something that you wanted to spend money on? Because if it's that, then I understand that, it is what it is. You just make that decision to do that. But I'm curious to know. And it's interesting that you said greedy. And I do see that you said paying a few things off. All right. I mean, that's actually a lot of information. One last week for 1,000 withdraw after myself milestone. Okay, so the first reason is you traded your account 1 week last week for 1,000 withdraw after myself milestone. So I'm thinking you saying that you withdrew because of your milestone. Is that what you're saying? For the first reason. And then the second reason, you said it had $1,200 this week and took 1,000. Lobster Boy said taking money off the table can reinforce your resolve to trade better. A bit of enjoyment with the winnings can keep you optimistic. You got to pay yourself too. And I'm going to get into that too in a second. I'm going to talk about that. Because that is true. There's a but to it though. There's a but to it when your goal is big. Or not even that your goal is big, but when you have a goal that is in place. You need to get to where you're going first before you start to reward yourself. Dion said the process is simple, but the discipline is hard. We make the discipline hard. We make things easy or hard. And this is very good. Like this whole dialogue, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. Years of losses, I'm finally making strides in my trading account. And I understand. I totally understand. What you're saying is what Lobster Boy is leaning into. As far as keeping yourself motivated to continue to be successful at what you're doing. And I totally understand. I totally understand. And I do want to help you to take it to the next level, because the next level that you always have in your mind is always in your mind unattainable until you actually do it. Then when you do it, you be like, oh shit, like I actually did that. And this is actually what I actually do though. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not something that you got lucky doing. It's something that through execution and consistency you actually did, which means that is now a part of your habits. The process, the execution process is part of you habitually, which means that you'll continue to do that, which means that every level that you're setting in your head that you're achieving is really just the next trade. It's literally just the next trade that you are looking at versus looking at, oh, I got X amount of dollars in my account. Man, let me take some of that out, man. I never saw this much money in my account before. Man, I got to make a withdrawal. I understand that. And if you feel the need to do that, by all means, knock yourself out. But understand that to get to the level that I'm talking about, which is ultimately where you want to get to, so that you don't ever make strides backwards. It's like you don't want to have a level of success for a short period of time and then go back to your old habits because you never overcame your fear and what you are afraid of doing. Like, you definitely don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, like, what you did already is cool. I would stop. Like, you did that, you made withdrawals or whatever. No more withdrawals. Once your goal is set, it's 1-0 every time. Next thing you know, the goal is hit. Stop looking in your account. Try not to look at your contract size. Like, don't give energy and pay attention to contract size and to money and your account. Focus on 1-0 on every trade. It's just 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Next trade I'm taking is 1-0. And as you continue to do that, you got to realize 21 trades is not a lot of trades. 24 trades is not a lot of trades. 28, 30, these are not a lot of trades. And because you're confident in the process that you're executing, now what you're thinking is so big becomes very small because of your execution, and you just do it. See, when you make something big, it makes it difficult for you to do because now there's a fight. It's like you're David and that's Goliath. But it don't have to be David and Goliath. It could just be you just as big as Goliath fighting Goliath. You're not this little guy fighting this big monster that you're trying to, defeat. You want to make yourself the equivalent of what you're trying to get to. So by doing that, you have to make that big thing small. If you're small, you got to make that small so that it doesn't seem like this big, unattainable, impossible thing to do. You see what I'm saying? You have to redirect your thought process to move away from that. Otherwise, you'll always have that there. It'll always be there. It'll be the next time that you, like, say, for example, you get to $2,000 in your account, you withdraw $1,500. The next time when you get to 2,500, you're going to withdraw 2,000. Because each hump that you get up above that you've never been to, you're scared of losing it. So you want to hurry and take it out before you lose it. It's almost like that type of feeling. Not saying that that's what it is, but that's what it can lean into. And you just want to not have any emotion at all. It's just you want to know every trade, your goal is set, and being that your goal is set and in place, you just keep going until you hit the goal, and that's it. Like, there is nothing else to do. You're not even thinking about withdrawals. Like, just think about the future and where you're going to be when you're in position. Like, whatever your goal is 21 trades. Think about what you're going to be doing when you at 21 trades. You're going to be doing the same thing that got you to 21 trades. The same exact process. It ain't going to matter. The contract size is not relevant. The money in your account, not relevant. It's just 1-0. 1-0. One trade after the other. And as you continue to do that now, you've established yourself and you position yourself to be a business. Now you're an actual business, and you're in the trading business, and you're profitable. So it does take time. It does take time, but you're going to get there. And you're going to, along the way, go through all of these different emotions. And that's one of them. The urge to want to withdraw before you have gotten to your goal. That's definitely one of them that you're going to have to deal with. It's a strong one too. Because for many people, they, for the first time, this is you actually experiencing profitable trades. Money in your account. You never did that before. You're doing that now for the first time. It's like, oh shit, this is unknown. I'm in unknown territory. But you want to redirect your focus and your energy and your attention to not being on the money and being on the contracts, but more so being on the process that's going to give you everything that you're looking for. You're going to knock out 21 trades. Like, you're going to knock that out. And I don't mean rushing to do it. I mean that it's going to happen because of the process that you're executing. It just happens. Somebody had hit me up yesterday. They was asking about the Project 21 videos that I put out. And he was like, oh man. He said, so you completed Project 21 in about 6-7 months. And I was like, well, it was actually about 19 weeks, like 19 or 20 weeks. So however many months that is. And as he's talking, he's like, yo, that's amazing. I'm like, yeah, it was only one trade a week. And see, that right there is exactly the reaction that I'm looking for from people when they watch that series. Because I want you to have the reaction where you feel like, wow, I could do that. See, when you place yourself in the same boat of I can do that, now you stop being afraid. And instead of you trying to rush your way to get to the goal, you actually just do the work and you put yourself in position to execute the process. You train. You put yourself there. You see what I'm saying? You keep yourself like in the mix of what you need to do to just be consistent. When you slow it down and you thinking like, damn, he did that. That was only one a week. And the time still flew by. Look how fast the time went by. Problem with withdrawing is that it takes longer to get to your goal, which leads to rushing. We know we trying to get away from rushing. We trying to slow everything down. That's one of the things that happens as a result of rushing. Not even of rushing, as a result of making a withdrawal and interrupting and disrupting your flow and your consistency. So now you pull out, now it's taking longer. So now you kind of in the back of your mind feel like, dang, I gotta get back to where I was, because you've experienced that now. So now you feel the absence of not being there, and there's a rush to try to get back there as quickly as possible. You don't mean to do that, but you do that. That's why that's very powerful, and that's very true. Lobster Boy, everybody has a number. Important to find out what it is. So yes, goals are key. Goals are imperative. Point of a milestone is to push on from it. Yep. Candy, I'm 2 trades from Project 21 complete and didn't trade today because I'm slowing it down. Actually could be 1 trade. That's awesome. That is awesome. Nice. Dion said, when I first met my first 1,000, I took it out my account to start back trading again, and just got on a losing streak because it became all about the money instead of 1-0. Man, the truth. Oh man, oh man. That's hard. And that is so true. Stacy said, I feel when you slow it down, it will all come faster. It does. Jay Carly, I'm curious to know why someone would go back to demo for some trades when the Project 21 is going along fine. Indeed. Jay Carr said, and of course, it's great to see and feel the money in your hand, but that defeats the purpose of what you did thus far. Right. Project 21 is not a challenge. It's your freaking road to freedom. That it is. And that's what I definitely want you guys to understand. That's why it doesn't matter how long it takes you. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. You got to understand that it's about finding your rhythm within the process. You need to find your own personal rhythm within the process of being consistent. You know, your rhythm is going to be whatever it is. But the point is that you're going to find what it is. And when you get there, you stay there. And that's what training and the repetition of what we do is doing. It's keeping you there. So In the beginning, you got to get there first. That's what is the most challenging part, because you got to deal with yourself as you're getting there. You understand what I'm saying? You dealing with yourself so much in the process of getting to where you execute the process repeatedly. You dealing with all of your shit. Greed, fear. Because that's a combination of greed and fear when you want to make a withdrawal, when you're seeing an amount of your account that you've never seen before, that you're seeing for the first time. You seeing that amount for the first time, now it's like, oh man, let me take some of that out. And then you hit the withdrawal. But then exactly what Dion said, you make that withdrawal, next thing you know, you start doing other shit and start deviating because you rushing to get back to where you was before the withdrawal. And you don't want to create that loop. So that's why, that's why I'm definitely stressing not doing that. J. Carly, are you taking money out of fear that you may not be able to keep going? That definitely has something to do with it. Like, ooh, I made it here. Let me hurry up and take this out before the market realizes I didn't know what I was doing. Ooh. Whoa. Ooh, man. Shit. Damn. Yo, J. Carly fucked me up. She messed me up a little bit with that. Hold up. Wow. Shit. I gotta lean back with that. Man, that's how you know that that's real. When just to be able to say what she just said. That's coming from real shit, man. Damn. She said, let me hurry up and take this out before the market realized I didn't know what I was doing. All right, let that marinate for a second. Damn. She said, own your success and keep fucking going. That's a fact. Candy, the thought of withdrawing is powerful, so understand the reason to want to do it, but remember that this is all mindset. So focus on process and let it take care of your freedom. Right. See, by the time you start withdrawing, and I'm gonna just throw a couple of things out there that hopefully people will grasp, because it's coming from real experience. When you get to the point where a withdrawal is normal, that's how you know, that's confirmation that your mindset and everything that you're doing within your process is where it needs to be. When you get to the point where you make a withdrawal and it's like, okay, cool. Not, oh man, I made a withdrawal, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? There's no celebration for a withdrawal. This is your business. Like, all right, profits, withdrawal. Profit, withdrawal. When you're at that point, when you're at the point where you're withdrawing profits, you understand? 1-0, withdrawal. 1-0, withdrawal. It's like, it's seamless. You're not celebrating. You're not emotional. You're not thinking about it. The process happens. When the process happens, you make the withdrawal. I told y'all before, every time I make a profit, I withdraw immediately. It spends no time in the account. Profit, withdrawal. And when depending on how I'm trading for that week, It'll be so many withdrawals, I'll lose track and be forgetting about withdrawals. So by the time they hit in the bank, it's like, oh shit, I forgot about that money. You just see bank deposits hitting your bank from withdrawals that you're making because you're running it like it's a business. There's no emotion behind it. It's like payroll. That's how you know, and that's a benchmark for you to want to get to. That place where it's like your withdrawals is just like business as usual. It's not, I don't have to celebrate it. Like I don't gotta talk about it. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas the majority of people never made a withdrawal. They only made deposits. They ain't never made no withdrawal. They're not used to withdrawing. So I understand, but what happens is when you work on the process first, the process is getting you to the point where now, once you do start withdrawing, there's no celebration for it because it's part of your business and it's part of what you do. The process is the key at all times. The process is what gets you from trade 1 to trade 21, 24, 30. The process is what gets you 1-0. When you at 100 contracts, 1-0, you at 50 contracts, 1-0, you at 200 contracts. It's 1-0. That's process. Your execution of the process, that's what all the work is for. To keep you focused so that that's all you do. No emotion, no fear, no greed, no celebration. It's just business. And that's how you treat it. That's how you treat your training. Just like how people don't train. But look, let me give you an example. People won't train and they'll try to trade. What are you doing? You trying to trade and you didn't train. So now everything that you're doing in trading is exactly what Jay Carly pointed out a minute ago. Oh, let me hurry up and take this money out before the market realizes I don't know what I'm doing. You had that feeling because you're not training. So if you got there, you don't even know how you got there, damn near. If that's what you're feeling. I'm not saying that that's what anybody is doing. I'm saying if that feeling is there, the reason that you got to that feeling is because you're not training the way that you should be training. You need to train until you get to the point where you don't even think about the money at all. You ain't thinking about the money in the account. You ain't thinking about when you scale up the contracts. You ain't thinking about, oh man, I got 18 trades left. Oh man, I got 10 trades to go, man. I'm so close. You're not thinking about that. It's just it's 1-0. All you focused on is the next trade that you're going to receive from the market when the market gives it to you. That's it. At whatever contract level that you're at. At whatever phase you're in at the time. You in the income phase or you in the growth phase initially when you first doing project 21 or whatever you're doing. This is good stuff, man. This is good. I'm telling y'all, man. J. Carr said I had to take a withdrawal once to pay rent. So it was either pay rent or be homeless. Like I have a real need. Yeah. I mean, and even that's different because, you know, at that time, I remember that actually. That's something very specific that I do remember at the time that Jay Carly was going through. And one of the things I said to her, I said, well, the point is also that you actually have the skill. So don't even worry about the money. If you need to do that right now, just do it. You got the skill. You know, don't worry about it. And it's like, oh shit. You see what I'm saying? Again, process. So if you put process at the forefront, everything else around you will fall into place. That's just how it works. I believe in starting from where you are with the right focus. We had the discussion, the dialogue about it. But the bottom line is, if you have the skill, it don't even matter. It works this way too. You got the skill, it doesn't even make a difference. Start from where you are, focus, get to where you want to go. Don't think about nothing in between. Focus on getting to where you want to be. Whatever your goal is, get there. You're not doing this just to make $1,000. You're not doing this to take 100 to 1,000 and then, oh man, milestone, baby. It's great and it feels wonderful, yes. But that's not it. That's not the be all end all. That's a piece along the journey of where you ultimately are getting to. And what's at the ultimate end of the journey, if you want to call it the end, is you achieving your goal repeatedly over and over again. Whatever the next goal is that you set. That's what's at the end, which means that there is no end, because you're always going to have another goal to set. Especially when everything that you're doing is based on your execution. So the challenge is just to focus on your execution at all times. Not how many trades you are taking to get to a goal. That's not even the real challenge. The challenge is just you maintaining the focus that you need to get to whatever goal that you want to get to crush any goal that you set, to make every goal that you set look like it was nothing. This is what focused execution does. It makes goals that you set look like child's play. Like, damn, you did that too? That's what your focused execution does. It makes everything look like that. Like, damn, well, he said his goal was to make 6 figures. You do that shit like it ain't nothing. Think about what I just said. Your first goal might be to make 6 figures for the year. When you focus your execution, you do it. And you're like, oh shit, I did it. Mind you, you didn't think about doing it. You just did it. You understand what I'm saying? And the fact that you just did it means that, well, what was I doing the whole time? What was I thinking about? Oh, I wasn't really thinking about anything. I just was putting the work in. Just focus. So the fact that you did that lets you know that it's the focus of your execution that actually allowed you to do that, which will allow you to do whatever you want to do. So now when you set the next goal, you be like, you know what? I'm going to shoot for $250,000. Then you set the next goal and it's higher than the last goal. You're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's going to be my next goal. Boom. You set your goal. Then you do the shit. Look at what you're doing. You're doing shit that people find impossible to do. People never made $1,000. Like, understand what I'm saying? There's people that never made $1,000 in their account. We doing that. That's just what happens on the way. Because you got to understand, you're starting from $100. You're going to take the $100 to wherever you want to go at the end until you reach that goal. Along the way, yeah, 1,000 is there, 2,000 is there, 3,000 is there, 4, 5, all of these are there. Depending on your goal, 10,000 is there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about that at all. It's about the focus of your execution over and over again, rinsing and repeating. This shit. Rinsing and repeating. And you want this to be like no thought involved in it at all. It's just what I do. I am MRMH. I am stability in the market. You feeling what you want. You become it. That's all you do now. So Telling you, man. I know that, like a lot of this is new for so many people. So when something is new to you, for the first time, it's scary, it's exciting at the same time. You know, of course you're gonna celebrate when you do something for the first time. You never did it before. You're like, oh, I did that. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's just part of it. That's like that's the norm. So it's kind of like I try my best to help to elevate so that you don't spend so much time in lower levels of thinking and thought process. And this is hard right here, what I'm saying. We elevate so that we don't spend our time on the lower levels of thinking. I said this the other day. I said, some of you, your goals are too small. Your goals are too small. You keep thinking lower level. You got to elevate your thought process. You elevate your thought process, you elevate your execution to achieve the things that you're setting. Understand, people are thinking it's impossible to take $100 to 1,000. People thought that was impossible. Nobody does that. Really? Well, you need at least 1,000 to start. So you can start with 10 contracts, so you can at least make a few dollars on each trade. We start with $100, take it to 1,000, and keep going. Started with 100. There's people in the group right now started with $100, ain't make another deposit since. Understand what I'm saying? Started with $100, never made another deposit since. Only make withdrawals. That's skill and execution. That's focus. That's the chop. It's not going to stop. That's why you have to train. You have to train. You got to condition yourself to overcome all of your shit that you scared of. You got fears and you afraid for whatever reason. The thought of the unknown scares you. Damn, I never did that before, man. This is kind of scary. Oh my God, I never saw that much money in my account. Whew. You scared of success. As I think more and more about it, you literally are afraid of the success because you've never done it before. It's unknown to you. You're scared of what you don't know. Elevation, man. That's how we gonna get there. Jay Carly, decide was the need to withdraw stronger than the fact that you should keep going until all your withdrawals are your income. This ain't a hobby, side hustle. Walker said, don't get scared of heights. It'll keep your account on the ground. Ooh. Ooh. Man. These are jewels, my goodness. Cody, I'm at that point whether to withdraw or keep going because I've been under pressure from my wife as I earned no money for 2 years. And Cody, I'm glad that you're sharing this. Just been working to get to success. So now under pressure, I want to carry on going. But if I get a loss, then I will feel really crappy. But if I withdraw, I will feel crap. So difficult to know what to do. Cody, no one can tell you what to do in that instance, because what I want to tell you to do is going to require that you force yourself to ignore the pressure. And only you know if you're at that point. And if you're not at that point, you have to get to that point first. Like I would say, before you even take another trade, you need to get to the point where you're not thinking about that pressure. So that pressure been there, like you said, for 2 years. It is what it is. But understand that once you get to the point where you have freedom, The pressure is irrelevant, but you're already at the point where you have the freedom. You just have to catch up to it. The freedom is not when you get to the point where now you have all of this money that you're making. That's not the freedom. The freedom comes before that. The freedom is in here. Let's just say that you get lucky enough to get to the point where now you can make more money and withdraw and do all of this great stuff. And then because you never really truly got to the place where you needed to be as far as being free, now you get all the way there and then you do exactly what you're afraid of doing right here that you just said. The whole, if I get a loss, what if you do that at that point? So again, the freedom comes before the result of freedom. You become free in your mind and in your spirit before execution of it comes into existence. You can't live free until you're free. Everything around you afterwards manifests as the fruit of freedom. This is what freedom looks like. The only reason that we see what freedom looks like is because we see the process of freedom in action and in execution. But that means that you're already free. You have to already be free. Hopefully that'll help you a little bit. Retired Professor Mark, how many trades do you make per day? Some days I don't trade at all. This week, I think I might have took 2 trades for the week. I said I did milestone number one and did it again this past week. It means I will do it again. Like, all right, that $1,000 is not even a milestone. I mean, it is, but it ain't. The milestone is 1-0 forever. Like, understand what I'm saying. The milestone is forever and 0. That's it. Everything else that happens as a result of that is what everybody else is calling a milestone. Oh man, you made 1,000. Oh man, you had 50 contracts. Oh, you had 100 contracts. That's how everybody else will react. Your reaction at all times needs to be 1-0. Next trade I'm gonna take, it's gonna be another winner. Wait for it. Oh, what contract size you at? I don't even know. I just set it. Go in your preferences and set the next contract size automatically. Set it already so that it's already populated when you're ready to take the next trade. And just do that forever. Arthur, one of the reasons I joined this group for training is this right here. How else does this take time to put out real usable info, chat, and train personally? Rare gift. It definitely is, Arthur. It definitely is. And, you know, a lot of it for me personally has to do with the passion that I have to see other people win because I'm winning. You know, it's nothing like being able to experience winning with others. Because for me to just be doing this by myself, things would be kind of boring after a while. And I know I wouldn't get fulfillment out of that. I love the fact that people are going to win and people are already winning as a result of me just sharing what I'm doing. That's crazy to me. And that's also the reason why I will continuously be successful in perpetuity. It's never going to stop because of that. And that's why when people come in, you know, when they be hating or saying little slick stuff, it doesn't even mean anything. Like now, especially at this point, it's totally irrelevant. But yeah, man, definitely. It's awesome. You said the focus becomes second nature when you stop separating yourself from the process. Embrace that you are the process. You are then MRMH. Didn't I just say that a minute ago? I'm MRMH. I am stability. Walker said, what if is the invitation for the if to happen, Cody. Be careful with that. Yep. Absolutely. And we hold one another accountable, man. Cody, awesome Mark makes so much sense. I know what to do. I'm already under pressure for 2 years, so the decision is made. I must carry on regardless. Yes. Yep. And it's just rinse and repeat, Cody. And it's like we're so far away from negativity. Like just on a daily basis, I think so much lesser and lesser about negative stuff that when somebody might bring up something negative, it's funny. It's more humorous than anything. And at the same time, I be feeling sorry for them. Like I'm at the point now where I literally be feeling sorry for people that be like, that be hating and having negativity. I feel bad for them. I can't even explain the feeling, but I literally feel bad for them. Like I say a little prayer for them and everything. Like, man, whatever it is that is happening to you in your life that makes you want to hate on somebody else that's trying to succeed and trying to see other people succeed, man, that got to be some heavy stuff. Because it does. It's true. It has to be. See, when you training every day when nobody's around and you staying true to yourself because you actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? Man. Said, imagine being the gardener and everyone asking, what the hell are you watering? Woo. Shit. Talk about that, man. Some of y'all go through that. Your wife asks you, why you got earbuds in? Who are you listening to? Why are you listening to that every day? What is he talking about? What are you doing? What is this? You the gardener. You watering that plant. Come on, man. Man, this was good. This whole dialogue was awesome. And very necessary, I believe. Very, very necessary. You Quan, what's up, man? He said, I just wanted to say I'm on a 5-deal winning streak. Thanks for the advice. Key to the market is patience. Very good. Very good, man. Good stuff. See, that's what I'm talking about. I love to hear that. And see, I want to see people win even if they're not training with us. You don't have to be training with us for me to want you to win. I want you to win regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it just takes certain things in order for you to win. Like your mindset. You got to have patience. You're going to have to work on discipline. You're going to have to work on, doing the self-examination to see where you have weaknesses. You might have greed. You might be afraid. This is stuff that you're going to have to work through and overcome. You have to do it. It's not an option. You know what I mean? So the question becomes what you going to do to get through. Because the only way to get through is to get through. Hard, man. Walker, glad I came on today. Needed a good vibe boost. Definitely. Oh, there go Dion right there. Dion, this was inspired by you, brother. Yes, it was. Yep. You definitely got to watch the replay of this, Dion. Yeah, it was Dion that had hit me earlier asking about the greed. So we definitely went into that. See, this is how the TA vibe works. It's effortless. This is effortless. The vibration is just always where we need it to be. All the time, man. All the time. Synergy all damn day. See, and that's what happens when you connect yourself to this vibration, because the way that this vibration operates, we operate in the market the same way. This is the same way that we function in the market, with the same synergy. So the reason that we'll be consistent, the reason that we are consistent, is as a result of being connected on the vibe. And once you get on the vibe, just stay on it. This is what I'm talking about. Process of execution. Your process of execution needs to be the same. Forget about the money in your account. Forget about the contract size. Everything that you want, you're going to get, but it's going to come on the back end. What you need at the forefront is the focus of your execution. You got to put yourself, you got to put the process in position before you get in position to give maximum value to what you're doing. That's all it is. So it's kind of like, somebody, they're now moving and they're doing it right. They're doing everything the right way. And they get to 10-0. And when they get to 10-0, they take a pause and they make a withdrawal. You got 10-0. You got 11 more trades left. So the same shit that you did to get to 10-0, complete your project. And then when you complete your project, now what you wanted to withdraw one time at that point, you withdrawing every time that you make a trade, because you at that size where now you making $1,000 on one trade. You making $1,000 on one trade. Mind you, your process is the exact same. It's rinse and repeat. It's the same shit. 1-0. 1-0. Jay Carly's crazy. She's especially what Jay Carly said. For real, write that shit down. Candy said, if you have skill, then there's no need to withdraw until you get to your goal. Otherwise, you will keep delaying your success that you desire. Yep. Can't be scared of success, man. Said, be like a torpedo. It never stops moving forward. It hits its target by rectifying errors along its path. This was good stuff. Ernest, you think Jeff Bezos knew that Amazon would grow from a chick to a dinosaur? Nah, nobody with such a massive level of success knew that it would be that big. Nobody knows that ahead of time. They know that it's going to be something, but you don't know how big it's going to become ultimately when it's all said and done. And that's the whole thing about the unknown. You're making it what it's going to become through the process. You creating and building your empire through process. You see what I'm saying? Anything or anyone that is successful has learned how to execute their process over and over again without deviation. They don't switch up. They don't start doing different shit. They do the same thing over and over again, the same boring thing that everybody else says, well, all you do is that. Yeah, that's all I'm supposed to do. Yeah, of course that's what what else am I supposed to do? I'm going to do what is going to continue to make me win. Period.